What's up, average viewers? Everything Everywhere All at Once is in theaters. Is it truly a visual and storytelling masterpiece? Or is it just nothing, nowhere, none of the time? Stick around to find out. If you want to skip the content warning and get straight into the spoiler-free review, you can jump to this time in the video. Everything Everywhere All at Once stars Michelle Yeoh, known for Crouching Tiger and Crazy Rich Asians, as well as Ke Huy Quan, literally Short Round, and Data from The Goonies. This man's is iconic, but he hasn't been in anything notable since 1985. This alone is enough reason to go see this movie. It's directed by Daniel Scheinhardt and Dan Kwan. Dan Kwan has the same last name as Ke Huy Quan, so I wonder who their dad is. They have a few IMDb credits between them, but this is definitely the biggest thing they have done. Everything Everywhere All at Once is about an aging Chinese immigrant who is swept up in an insane adventure where she alone can save the world by exploring other universes, connecting with the lives she could have led. Let's jump into our content warning. This movie is rated R for language and violence. There's about 9 uses of the F word, but correct me if I'm wrong, I think the majority of those are actually just text on screen because they do translate from Mandarin in some scenes. There is some sexual material. This is mostly like sex toys that are used in fights, so it's comedic rather than sensual, but it will feel very inappropriate for some viewers. Violence-wise, I don't think we have anything worse than your average Marvel movie. Maybe slightly more blood, but I wouldn't call it gory by any stretch of the word. There's simultaneously so much that I want to say about this movie and absolutely nothing at the same time. It would suffice it to say that this is one of the most creative, entertaining, and fun movies I have ever seen, and you are committing a crime against yourself and humanity if you don't see it. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? There's a few of those things in life that's just such an insidious crime against humanity that should be punishable by death. Like saying Chick-fil-A has the best chicken sandwich when you haven't even tried Popeyes. Death. Claiming that Breaking Bad is the best television show of all time when you haven't seen My Little Pony. Getting your political opinions from TikTok. Standing directly next to another guy at a wall full of empty urinals. And now living an entire life without seeing Everything Everywhere All at Once. Come on, you guys, can I make it clear enough? I brought My Little Pony into this. Everything Everywhere All at Once somehow manages to be so impactful and emotional and deliver such a unique and thoughtful message while being so creative, quirky, funny, and original. I don't know that anybody can name me a movie that does all of these things so well without sacrificing one thing for another. And if you can name another movie that plays so many genres all at once and still manages to make me cry at the end, please let me know in the comments down below because I want to see more movies like this. The title of this movie is truly fitting and describes the movie itself. Let me walk you through it. This movie is everything. It somehow manages to be every genre of movie. In some moments it's a comedy, in others it's a drama, then of course it's action, sci-fi, and kung fu, yet it's a feel-good family movie and somehow it's romance. I'm serious, there's something in this movie for everyone to love because it manages to be everything. This movie is everywhere. It's all over the place, and I don't just mean geographically. Of course, there are so many varying set locations and so many interesting universes to visit. I mean, we have multiverses from being rocks to having spaghetti fingers. You will get to visit many parts of the world and of the multiverse. Truly, this movie is everywhere. This movie is all at once. I mean, all of this stuff is happening at the same time, you guys. The genres don't switch back and forth. You are laughing while you're crying, while you're heartwarmed and entertained by action. This movie not only successfully does it all, but it manages somehow to do it all at once. It just works, you guys. It just does. Does this movie have issues? Yes, of course. There is no perfect movie. For one, in order to accomplish this crazy world where we care about the characters and what's happening to them, there is some setup. For some people, it might feel a little bit too long and like too much setup. In fact, you might sit there and say to yourself, I'm not seeing any of this amazingness that Hayden's talking about. It's actually kind of boring. That is a valid criticism, and maybe they could have sprinkled in a few more teasers of what's to come so it doesn't feel so jarring. It's a matter of personal preference, and the setup is definitely worth the payoff. Just be a little bit patient and it'll be worth it in the end. There may be some who are bothered by the inconsistency of some of the rules of the multiverse science and how the mechanics of it all works. If you think about it too hard, well, maybe not even too hard. Even if you think about it a little, it starts to not make sense. But seriously, that's not the point of this movie. It just wants you to embrace and accept what it's throwing out at you, and the mechanics of the multiverse are just one of those things that you have to enjoy and not analyze, or you're missing the message and the central point of the movie. To that point, though, I do think this movie is not going to be enjoyed by all. It might just be too quirky and all over the place for certain viewers. I personally think that it might be a little bit too much for maybe some older average viewers. I'm talking like 70 and older. But my grandma freaking loves Ching Chong and the Ten Rings, so you never know, just give it a chance. This movie is most hilarious when it's not trying so hard in the dialogue. There are actually some pretty cringe lines and conversations that just don't land. But this movie is funniest visually and when it's using pretty much any other method besides spoken dialogue. Also, there's a lot of millennial and meme humor that just might date the movie in 5 to 10 years. Some jokes just might not work as well, but that's sort of the risk you run when you're making something that's hilarious and relevant. All the more reason to go see it now and not in 10 years when you see it free somewhere. Go see it now and let it change your life. I'm not kidding, this movie truly does have the potential to change your life. When I say that you're missing out if you don't go see this movie, I really mean it, because this movie offers a new perspective and a new way to look at things, and a message that will just never be presented ever again in this way. This movie is just too unique for this message to come across again. You will truly cry, you will truly start to think differently about the nature of life and just the confusion of it all, and how to treat people and how to fight through the confusion and chaos and how to love those around you. You guys, I'm serious, don't pass up on this one. Like I've been saying, the great thing about capitalism is that the things that get made are what we go and support in theaters. If you pass this one up, it tells creators that you don't want something that's hilarious and insightful and dramatic and fun and crazy and quirky and just awesome. That's why I'm giving Everything Everywhere All at Once a go see it in theaters twice. That's right, 2 times. Go see it in theaters twice, tell everyone about it, post about it, and most importantly, report anyone to the authorities who is committing the great crime against humanity in not seeing this movie. Alright you guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Am I insane for liking this movie so much? Do you agree with me? Is this one of the greatest movies of all time, or is it a convoluted mess and you hate my stupid face and my opinions? Either way, hit that subscribe button and that bell so I can see your beautiful face in the next video. As always, Mom, thanks for watching, and the rest of you, stay average.